Alright, welcome back to Rickets Reef May 2020 140 update. So, quite a lot's gone on, I guess. So the fish, for the most part, are doing good, except for two things. First thing, bad news. I had a death. One of my female clown jumped into my overflow, of which that overflow has a 1-inch gap, and she went down the pipes and got shredded up a bit in the kind of gate valve there, and I found her down there. So I saw them in the afternoon, and I was actually sitting there going, oh, you're going to be going into the LPS tank someday soon, you know, don't worry, you guys will have your own space, blah blah blah. And then that night I walked by the tank and I noticed something's off with the water. I'm like, oh, something doesn't look right in the water. And so I start looking around, and sure enough, I don't see the female clown. And I'm like, oh, okay, something's not right here. So I look around. I thought she had jumped out, but then I found her in the sump there. And yeah, c'est la vie. The other thing about the fish is you're probably wondering what the heck that is. So that's a 1.5-inch end cap PVC with holes drilled in it and zip ties stuck through it to create a fake DIY sea urchin. You're probably sitting there going, Rickets, that's ugly and weird. Why did you do that? Well, because my cardinal has eggs in his mouth. So this guy, hello daddy, is currently mouth brooding a batch of eggs in his beak. And there's my solitary clown. So he's had them in there for about 2 weeks. So phase 1, the egg phase, usually lasts, I think, 20 days is what I've been reading, and then the fry phase lasts about 10 days. So plan A is, you know, close to the end of fry phase. If I can get them, I'll try and put them in another tank. If I can't, maybe some of the fry and babies will go over there, because apparently cardinal fish have a symbiotic relationship with sea urchins for protection. So maybe they'll do that. Maybe they'll be able to survive. I'm not like super invested in making this happen. Like, I'm not tearing down my tank to make sure this happens. This is the second time he's tried in the last 5 months or something. 3 months actually. About 3 months ago he tried this, not even, and wasn't successful. And this time I'm like, oh, here he goes. I thought he was dying. I was like, oh, he stopped eating, he's swimming all weird. And then all of a sudden he stopped, and this time he's you know, same thing, he stopped eating, he's swimming all weird. And then all of a sudden one day I'm looking in, and he starts opening his mouth a little bit weird, and I see the eggs. So they are mouth brooders. There's lots of information online about them, so if you're interested, yeah, it's a thing they do. So maybe I can save some babies. See what I can do. Corals are all doing good. I got some new ones. I got some new 8 cans here for the garden. Kind of hard to zoom here, but yeah. They seem to all be doing good, except for my Montipora, because I've been laxed on my carbon dosing, and they've been kind of not happy with me because of that. So I've picked it back up, and they should be fine in a day or two. The other thing I got is a couple new bird's nest. So these guys are cool. Can't remember the name of this. I'll post in the description. Like a purple flesh with green polyps. And I got a blue cap here. Now, because of the lax carbon dosing and my refugium not being up to snuff yet, I've got some algae on some of the tips and stuff like that. So that'll go away in no time. And there's a ponat bird's nest there. All the bird's nests are doing great. Like, they're growing new branches and all sorts of stuff. So they're really popping out. That's really cool. So I can keep bird's nest. And my acro here, my little nondescript acro, who fell this week down a crack, and I couldn't find him. Pulled him out. Thought he was dead, and now he's bouncing back. So that's cool. I've been able to keep pretty much everything alive so far. That rock was, when I redid the rockscape, that one was hidden, so I think it had some silicate on it still to kind of diatom off, so it went a little brown. It'll probably disappear in a couple of days once I get the nutrients down. I think I'm having a bit of a phosphate issue, so nitrates I can take care of with the fuge and the carbon dosing, but those two plans for nutrient reduction aren't perfect for phosphates, so I might have to pick up some like Roaphos or maybe some ChemiPure Blue or something like that, just to kind of clean up the water a bit. Here is my fuge, just moving along. The ball has gotten a little bigger. I've started to kind of loosen it up every couple of days just to get some increased growth. If that doesn't increase the growth, I will add another light. I actually found my old fuge light from my 90, so it's just a CFL bulb with the like reflector and everything. It worked well in that tank, so this one in combination with that one, maybe it'll boost the growth a bit. I'll try it out, see what happens. I moved my dosing station kind of here. I had the space, so I've got calcium alkalinity kalkwasser. And then I finally put my DIY Nopox on the doser so I can stop forgetting about it. Now it's on the doser. It's actually the only thing I'm dosing right now. The other stuff is just not happening because I don't really have the uptake yet. I moved my ATO from over there to over here. Much more room, and eventually I would like to get maybe like a 20-gallon tall, stick it in there. 5-gallon just, no, I got to fill it up every day or two, and a 20-gallon will just be a lot more volume and be easier in the long run. I'll still have space because that's a 20-gallon, so I'll still have space if I put it there for like a calcium reactor way down the road. And now I've got a big empty spot here for I don't know. Nothing that I need right now. So yeah, tank all in all is doing fine. The back room over here, the fish room, I finally got my piece for my return water change pump, so I'm back in business with that. That was kind of annoying. The pump costs 80 bucks Canadian, and the part that kind of had a crack in it was that part that the pipe screw into. That was 15 bucks, something like that. And then when I opened it up to fix it, I noticed that the impeller was broken. There was a snap on the impeller, so that wasn't me, and that was like 25 bucks. So yeah, you know, I always wanted one of those Danny pumps, and now that I got one, it's the only one that's given me problems. So all my other kind of like cheapy Chinese things that I'm using right now, the Coral Box stuff, working flawlessly, bang on. This guy, so far no good. Got my phytoplankton here. This has been going for months. This thing is so dark, and then I just feed it to my pods, and then I put pods in the tank. Once in a while I'll put a couple drops of that in the tank just to see what it does. I don't like putting a lot of that in there just because, you know, it's got fertilizer. I don't want to mess with the nutrients right now. But yeah, other than that, tank is just moving along, doing its thing. I need to clean up the algae a bit and the water a bit, but it is definitely maturing. The rocks are getting darker and grungier, which is nice. They've been clean for far too long. I've got the nice outlets for the dosing there, so a good portion of it will go in the display, and then some will go down into the sump right away. But yeah, the tank is definitely maturing, liking that. And we'll see what we can do about those cardinal babies. Maybe I can capture them. We'll see. That'd be cool. Comments, questions, always welcome. Oh yeah, scouring for pods. All right, later.